What's up, guys? Matty here from DCLblogger.com. In this video, I'm going to go through some common scams in the crypto world. So crypto, NFTs, whatever you're in, if you're doing anything with cryptocurrencies or blockchain, anything online, then this is some of the stuff that I've seen people fall for, tweet about, kind of, just get their money stolen by. So it's probably going to be my most important video. And when you spend time in the crypto world, you realize that it's not just about growing your wealth. It's about storing and securely kind of protecting your wealth. That's a big part of being in crypto. So a lot of new people kind of joining. So, I thought I'd make a video like this. So let's kind of go through about 10 to 15 of these. There's so many and they keep popping up. Starting with this one. Now, Gemini is a very popular exchange. It is obviously a very legitimate exchange, but in this case, what's happened is the scammer has hacked into a person's account, Rochelle Dean, which was a verified account, and he or she has renamed that account to Gemini and kind of imitating the Gemini exchange. And when you look at the verified check, people are kind of accustomed to look at the verified check and be like, oh, that's a legitimate project. And people in the cryptocurrency world would not really question why Gemini would do something like this. But the moment you see something like an airdrops 99% of the time, airdrops are scams, right? Especially 5,000 Bitcoin. Who the hell is going to airdrop? What's that? 105 times 40, almost $200 million. No one's going to airdrop $200 million, right? But anyway, that's beyond this specific scam. What's happened here is, Twitter accounts these days, especially those that are verified, those that are of famous personalities or projects or brands, they do get scammed. And the reason is because a lot of the times they don't have their account securely kind of set up, right? You can do a 2FA where you two-factor authentication with Google or even your mobile phone. And even mobile phones are a bit risky because people SIM swap and kind of hijack your SIM card, and then they get access via 2FA. It's all kind of it's a big mess that happens. So there's many ways. There's ways to store your kind of securely keep your things from getting hacked, but still there's so much innovation going on in the hacking world that this stuff still seems to get hacked. So in this case, this has happened, and in this particular scenario, always question always double check things. So in this case, Gemini, check mark, logo is the same. All right, so what's dodgy about this? First of all, an airdrop. Why is there an airdrop happening here? You look at the Rochelle Dean. All right, something's dodgy. You click on that, and then you realize there's not as much followers as Gemini. And then you can even go further and click the comments and read the comments and see if there's legitimate people responding to the comments. And we're going to go through later how in many cases that's not the case. So this happens, and that's something you have to keep an eye on. Comments on YouTube. So this is something that I noticed. Someone pinged me about this, saying thanks. So this is a YouTube video that I made on my YouTube, and then someone said thanks for sharing your comment. Comments: people are making huge profits through crypto. Feel free to message one of my trusted trader, Mary Smith, to help you make money or profits. Okay. And when you click on the account, you realize one, it's an imitated account, and two, 6 comments on this channel. Joined 2 days ago. Someone obviously imitated me, right? So that's another thing where on face value looks kind of similar, kind of legit, but when you look into it, it is not. And this is why with everything in crypto, you just have to double check everything. On face value, this is not a place where if you're not tech savvy, you can survive, because you will get wrecked. That's that. Now Discord. So in this case, what's happened, this is not me, right? So a guy called Matty DCL Blogger, again, kind of imitating me, and people are imitating many other personalities. I think Pranksy had someone imitating him. Many people are imitating, projects, co-founders, founders, personalities, admins, all these kind of accounts on Discord and Telegram. They will message you and DM you and be like, hey man, any chance you can do this for me? Or I have some issue happening here. Any chance you can help me out? Happy to pay you for your help, blah, blah, blah. In this case, HP, the admin or someone in the Decentraland team, he's really good. So he knows what he's doing. So he's kind of like messing around here and kind of figuring out what this guy's up to. So he's like, as soon as someone is asking you for money, or as soon as someone is being like, hey man, can you help me? Can you do this? Anything remotely dodgy is 99% dodgy. In fact, I'll probably say it's 100% dodgy. Again, so what's happened here is saying, I don't need a lot, want some extra money. This is all I need, blah, blah, blah. Just send me a little bit, you know, whatever. Okay, going to send after if that's all right. So HP is like, all right, well, send me the ETH and I'll send you the Bitcoin. So in this case, this guy wants him to send the Bitcoin first and then he's going to send the Ethereum. So again, a little scam. So this guy's going around telling people to send him some Bitcoin. Now you need to double check the account ID. And also if you're getting a DM like this, from something and you feel it's a bit odd, kind of post it publicly and be like, hey guys, I'm getting a DM by so and so, is it legitimate? But again, be on your guard for DMs everywhere. It's all about either people sending you money or people trying to fish for your keys. And you're probably looking at this and be like, well, this is an obvious scam. I know I won't fall for this. But you would be surprised how much weird ways people come at you. And this video is really for a lot of newbies, because newbies come into this space and they're like, oh well, this sounds okay, and they don't, in their real life, they haven't dealt with this sort of stuff that often. So this one was a really good one, posted by DeFi Dad. It covers a lot of DeFi stuff. Really cool account. I would recommend a follow to the legitimate DeFi Dad account, DeFi_Dad. Now in this case, he has kind of tweeted about this scam where people, there's some popular DeFi products on Google, obviously places where you can transfer money, get loans on your crypto, etc., etc. And in this case, in many of these cases, when you search balance of DeFi on Google, I believe this one is the legitimate one, the one underneath it. The one on top is a paid ad, and you can see balanceexchange.work. And the URL is a dead giveaway, and also the fact that it's an ad could also be a dead giveaway, because not many cryptocurrency projects advertise through Google or do paid advertising. And the thing about paid advertising is you can pay Google to put your ad right at the top, so you can bypass all of these and put yours right at the top pretty much on day one. And I think Google has to do some sort of verification ticks on the legitimate ones, because this is going to start becoming a real big issue. But this is not just one. There's quite a few here. So Compound Finance, Curve. We have Aave as well, a very popular one. So aave.info as opposed to aave.com. So, you know, you definitely have to look at this. And I think one really important thing is, as kind of projects exist for a long time, Google kind of picks them up and kind of links to their direct pages like this. So you kind of see which ones have been there for a while, which ones are just kind of paid right at the top. But again, even if they are this, you have to be double on your guard. So what these guys do is you click on them and they somehow try and trick you to fish for your keys. So remember, with cryptocurrency wallets, you kind of have these keys that are kind of your passcode to everything, right? Whether you have $1 in your cryptocurrency account, or you're like your digital wallet, so whether you have a MetaMask account or some other kind of digital wallet, whatever it is, whether it's $1 worth of crypto or whether it's $1 billion worth of crypto, if someone finds your passkeys and is on the other side of the planet, they can download MetaMask, they can download a cryptocurrency wallet, put in those passkeys, have access to your money. The money is stored on the blockchain. It's not stored on your computer. So just because you have your wallet on your computer doesn't mean your money is safe. People can access it if they have that passkey. That's a really important distinction. And that passkey, and once, you know, the passphrase, passkey, whatever it's called, sometimes it's a big long string of keys, sometimes it's a set of words that you have to put in, but whatever it is, if anyone gets access to that, you're stuffed, okay? And there's no reversing on this. There's no refund. You can't contact Vitalik. You can't contact Satoshi Nakamoto or someone from a crypto team to say, hey, can I refund that? Refunding is a big issue. The fact that any of these projects have the ability to refund is a red flag, because they still have access to the blockchain, and then they can do those things which you shouldn't be able to do via blockchain if you're investing in a project. So it's a big issue. It's a big win. It's a good thing if you're kind of very security focused. You know really well how to kind of maintain your security. And a lot of people, this is the best way to do it, is they don't have any kind of storage of their passkeys online or on mobile or anywhere digital, because anything connected to the internet, someone can get access to. So what they do is they just do it on a paper wallet. So they have access to the key on paper. They store that paper somewhere safe in their home or in some bank or you know, some place that they can store it under lock and key, that they can access it, and in a couple of different places. That way, if they ever need to get in, they just type in those codes but they never store it anywhere. So people make the mistake of storing it on WhatsApp, on email, somewhere on Messenger or something. And if that gets hacked, you're done. So that's that. Now, BitConnect. All right, well, this video is going to be really, really long. Let me just see how long I've done so far. I don't think it says. 10 minutes already, jeez. All right, well, BitConnect is a big issue. Well, what happened with BitConnect? This was a really big scam that happened in 2017. It's a really popular project. It was trending really. This hit, $3 billion in market cap before it kind of plummeted down $2 to $3 billion. So basically, what happened here? Well, this was a project that promised people a percentage return for the money that you put in. So every day they would say, all right, we're going to give you a 1% return on your money. So people put more and more money in there. The way they said that they're going to do that is that they said they had some sort of a scalping bot, some sort of a trading bot that makes 5% a day, and they distribute that wealth across to you. They keep 4%, they distribute 1% to you. So if you keep $10,000 in there, 1% of $10,000 is $100. You'll be making $100 a day. And the biggest dream for people is passive income. Passive income is like such a big financial dream for people that this kind of spread like wildfire. And the fact is they didn't have a trading bot. They kind of just took the money, took your own money, like $10,000, just paid you your own $100 for the 100 days or beyond. And once they reached the 100 days and beyond, they obviously need more money, right? So this continued to be kind of like a pyramid scheme thing where they had to keep getting new people in, and every new people in, they had to keep paying the old people. And then it just had to keep on going until it didn't sustain itself. But I think what ended up happening was the Bitcoin people ended up getting arrested. And you can see overnight here, this kind of fell from like $300 over the span of 1 or 2 days. It fell to $8. It kind of had a little bit of some people still kind of thinking this is not an issue, it'll come back. But then people realize that this is an issue and it's on the way out. So people lost millions in this scam. And BitConnect kind of gets memed about and talked about. But it was a very real scam, and it happened to a lot of people. Yeah, so if you want to learn exactly what happened, you can go to the BitConnect Reddit page, and this is kind of locked. I believe this is locked, the thread, but you can still read what happened. So this guy kind of breaks down what happened, what the scam was. And they also have like a referral bonus. So people were promoting the crap out of this on YouTube, referring people to BitConnect through their referral links and getting a percentage return on what they put in. And it was just all this mess that happened. And you can see this is, again, the BitConnect Reddit thread, Reddit post, Reddit subreddit. And you can see people, when it happened, people were posting the suicide hotline, which is no joke because people were getting really, really, financially ruined with this. We all tried warning you, good luck trying to sue, blah, blah, blah. And people actually posting how much they lost. This can't be, I lost everything. I lost $80,000, gone like nothing. I'm so angry right now. Blah, blah, blah. Lost my life savings. Please help. I have invested $500K. It was a big, big issue because this was promoted like crazy. And you can imagine in 2017, so much of this happened. And there are many other projects like BitConnect that if you are in your local country, and you're going to like these seminars and stuff, and people are trying to convince you to put money into their coin and telling you something about a referral thing or something. At the moment, there's some sort of MLM type vibe to this. Get out, because that is just an opportunity. Whether it's legitimate, it'll probably die at some point. Stay away from that sort of stuff. This one was someone's Coinbase account actually got hacked. So this is a pretty sad video by Jason Reviews Tech on April 21st, 2020, where his Coinbase.
Bad news. I lost a lot of money on my Coinbase account. I got hacked. So this is how the hack worked. Basically, I lost access to my SIM card from my T-Mobile account, and I lost access to my Hotmail account that's associated with my Coinbase account.
So basically, he had his SIM hijacked, and then they hacked into his email, and then using those two mediums, they kind of got access to his Coinbase account. They ended up with the money he had there, they ended up buying some Bitcoin and withdrawing it to their accounts. So yeah, SIM swapping or hacking into someone's SIM or calling up and switching the SIM number to their, someone else's SIM card and all that sort of stuff is very commonplace. And that's one of the reasons why with 2FA two-factor authentication, people don't actually use SIM cards because use phone, because that can be hacked. Your phone can be hacked, and if that's hacked, then they can get the 2FA via the phone, and then suddenly they have access to that, your email, and they have access to your funds. So again, another reason why it's weird, because sometimes, you know, people say it's not your keys, it's not your money, in the sense of you should keep the keys. You should have your own digital wallet where it's not Coinbase, your money's not on Binance and stuff like that. But again, that comes with a new set of issues, right? It is probably the safest way to do it if you know how to maintain your own security. But in this case, where people think, okay, well, keeping in cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase and stuff, which are very secure, should be fine. All right, they may be secure, but the ability for hackers to still get your access some other way, in this case, in this way, is still there, and this happens, right? People's accounts do get hacked. All right, pump and dump groups. This was such a big thing in 2017, where people were just tweeting and being like, "Ah, oh, pump and dump groups, jump in a group." And I don't think they called it pump and dump groups. They called them like call groups. So we make a call on when coins go up. You can join. I think they call them like pump groups. So you join in, and when we make a call, we all make like 70%, and we all get out, and that's it. It's that easy. And you all exit with a big percentage of profit. And then every time it would happen, they'll be like, "Oh, congrats to all of our members that made money on the dump." Made money on this pump. They'll post a screenshot of 30% increase or 70% increase, and people will be like, "Oh wow, that's interesting. I want to join." And then they would charge like a 0.1% BTC, 0.1 BTC, or a couple of Ethereum to get in. But what they were actually doing was they buy the coins before they make the call. So in cryptocurrency, in crypto, especially small market cap coins where there's very little liquidity. And if you're new to this, you're probably like, what the hell is liquidity? Well, it's the ability to kind of, when you're buying coins, you're actually buying it from someone else, right? And if there's not that many people selling it, say that someone's selling it at say that someone's selling one Bitcoin at $10,000, and then $12,000, and then $15,000, and $20,000. If one guy comes in with 100K and buys it up, then he's just moved the price from 10K to 15K. You see what happened there? Now, that's obviously a big scenario in smaller market cap coins, where the market caps are like 5 million, 20 million, meaning that they're much smaller projects where it doesn't need that much money to move them. This guy, what he does is he just buys all this stuff, and then he starts promoting it, so the price goes up, and then people start getting into it, and he promotes it because in his group, right? And this is just, maybe call groups in general kind of realize this and start doing this as well, where they buy and then they promote it. Even influencers on YouTube, they'll promote it, and then once it's at the top, they'll dump their bag, which is what they accumulated over here. They'll sell it, and that's it. The new people were like, "Oh well, what happened here? This was good at that point." But what he actually did was he promoted it, and then when it had reached what he thought was the peak, he kind of sold all of his bag. And this happens a lot with YouTube and altcoins, and people promoting altcoins and these new kind of low cap coins, because they want them to go up really crazy so they can sell their early investment and make like a 10 to 20x. And this happens all the time. It's going to continue to happen. This YouTube hack happens pretty often, actually, where pretty famous accounts get hacked. And in this case, Live News gets hacked, and then they just put on live Elon Musk and SpaceX 5,000 BTC giveaway, and they try and fish people to kind of participate in the giveaway. So you're going into this legitimate YouTube channel, which you thought was all okay, but it's not. It got hacked, and it's got replaced live by this. And I've seen this happen quite a lot, actually. So again, honestly, just 2FA everything on mobile and Google Authenticator, and in every secure way you can. Uniswap. Now this isn't an issue with just Uniswap. This is the fact on how different kind of scammers imitate different projects. So Uniswap protocol. This is the legitimate Uniswap account. Uniswap being the unicorn of the DeFi projects, kind of doing its thing, and you can tell it's legitimate because you look at the actual Uniswap tweets, and you can see all the legitimate comments. All right, and then you read all the comments. That was great. September morning, appreciate you for this. Oh well, this thing is. Again, another scam. Look at that. Just like that. Another scam under this legitimate comment. So you can see people trying to support that. It's obviously not. And then people go to read more at 4uni.info. Do not do that. Do not read more. Anything got to do with this, anything, how much scam this had. Look, do you plan to airdrop 400 uni to those that make transactions before blah, blah, blah? Good question. Thank you for the airdrop. It's a swap. Happy New Year. Look, everyone's just waiting for an airdrop. And this airdrop thing has just like ruined so much. Right? But people that are constant users of Uniswap understand that this is the legitimate account. And another way to do it is obviously is also to look at the URL, because people that know uniswap.org, it's a legitimate URL. People that click on the exchange, and as you kind of understand the like if you're kind of used to using the project, then you make sure you keep looking at what could be dodgy. Sometimes it could be like Uniswap, and then the I could be a little bit weirder than the other ones, right? Slightly off. But in this case, what's happened? Yeah, so this one's the legitimate one. Again, you keep looking for the tweets from actual Uniswap, not the retweets, tweets from Uniswap, and even Hayden Adams. So Hayden Adams, we know, is the founder of Uniswap, and what's he inventor of the Uniswap protocol, so you can kind of see which one he links to. It's obviously this one. And then again, you got to check if Hayden Adams' comments are legitimate. So you go down and check out what he's done and the people that are responding to him. So I know Red Pill Finance, some of these look very familiar. The reason why you got to double check it this much is because if you start to search Uniswap in Twitter, look what you get. You get Uniswap Pro, which is God knows what. Uniswap Protocol, which is a legitimate one. As far as I know, I don't want to click it. Uniswap Uni, what the hell is that? Uniswap ICO listings, that could be something else. If you click on Uniswap Uni, 130,000 followers, might look legit, almost looking legit. Then you scroll down, you're like, an airdrop, probably bullshit. 1 retweet, 4 likes. All right, well, you see how he's retweeting? It's not tweeting, but it's retweeting. Red flag. Again, retweets. Where's the actual tweets? No tweets, just retweets. New account. How old is it? January 2011. It's not a new account, probably an old hacked account. But again, you can kind of see the difference, right? But you can see how easily people can kind of fall for this, where they go to somewhere and then they're like, oh, well, there's an airdrop, click. And then an airdrop is not the right thing to do, because like airdrops 99% of the time are bullshit, right? Uniswap, yeah. So again, Twitter is any place you go that's of social significance has a lot of chance for being a scam. Moving on. What else do we have? Rug pulls. So Uniswap rug pulls, or just rug pulls in general. Now we all seen a ton of these where, and the reason why I want to pull this out, again, how long am I recording for? It's going to be a really long video, 23 minutes. So what normally happens is some new project comes onto the scene, a DeFi project, and they say, all right, well, stake with us. We'll give you this new token. It does this new cool thing. And staking is the concept of locking your cryptocurrency in a place. And for the reward for locking that there is that you get some percentage of fees back, right? Or you get a percentage return. So it's a really cool way to make a passive income. And projects like Uniswap, the legitimate Uniswap, kind of pioneered this, where you can stake your money, so you can lock up your Ethereum or your Bitcoin there, and then people that come to exchange their cryptocurrency to something else. So that's what Uniswap is. You can actually exchange your Ethereum to some other coin, and we pay, like if I do that transaction, I pay a percentage in fees, and those people that have locked their Ethereum and Bitcoin and crypto in here, they get a percentage of that fees, because they're the ones that are providing that liquidity to be able for me to exchange it. So it's a pretty cool project. It runs completely decentralized in the sense of there's no Uniswap, it runs automatically. No one's kind of facilitating that transaction themselves centrally. But many projects kind of spin off on this and be like, all right, well, instead of those fees, we'll give you, 50% of it in cryptocurrency like Ethereum, and then we'll give you 50% of it in a new coin, in a completely new coin. And this is where, like, we had like Unicoin, Sushi Swap coin, and you get a different coin, so you get Unicoin return for this, and that's all legitimate if you're doing it on Uniswap. But in some other projects that spin up, you can see here in this case, there's been like 10 to 12 that spun up that were all kind of well, yeah, about 12 here that were all kind of bullcrap. So Brecoin, BFV, Amplify Money, EMD, all of these, what the hell is Meow Coin? A backdoor in smart contracts allowed Unicat to keep control over users' tokens even after they were withdrawn from the pool. Around $200,000 worth of crypto has supposedly been stolen. So Widex Finance project promoted themselves on Twitter for 2 days, took a total of 20 million of investor funds and disappeared. So they come out, say they're going to do really cool things. They're going to be this new project that do this, and then people throw their money at it. Like CBDAO. Right, CBDAO is a good example where they said they're going to be like this plug and play DAO implementation project. And they were like, all right, well, come stake with us. We'll give you BREE tokens. People rushed to do that, and they kind of rug pulled somewhere over here, I believe. And then when you're staking that money, again, like you're locking that funds up there, right? Because you're getting a passive income, but because you're locking it there, they have access to that money. So they can kind of be like, well, we have like 3,000 Ethereum locked up here. We can just take this right now. And they just take it and they go. That's how many of them have worked. And there's been constant rug pulls of the year of 2020. There's been so many. In fact, I'd say over 60%, probably over 80% of any DeFi project that came up was a rug pull, and a lot of them were coming from anonymous founders saying they'll do this, they'll do that, and they were just rug pulling, right? So that happens a lot. And again, like as a normie, if you're watching this and you're like, well, this doesn't really apply to me, it does apply to you, because these tokens sometimes get listed on cryptocurrency exchanges, and you'll probably be exposed to them, and you'll be like, well, or some influencer will start to promote them, and you'll be like, well, okay, that's gone up like 100% in 2 or 3 days. I want to jump on, I want to ride the bandwagon, and it gets rug pulled. So again, it's one of those things where you have to understand what the tech is, what's actually happening there to put your money in. I do not touch anything in the DeFi world that has an anonymous leader. Specifically in the DeFi world. In fact, it's best to not touch anything that has an anonymous leader. Because again, it's kind of like those questions, what do they have to lose if things go wrong? Okay, so CBDAO is one. Let's keep going. Investors count losses. Yeah, this is another DeFi thing about CBDAO. Now, non-fungible tokens, NFTs, really, really cool. Okay. Why NFTs? Obviously, NFTs aren't an issue, but projects that say, all right, well, we're going to do this and that, and we're going to fund ourselves by selling NFTs, well, they can just stick a picture to something and people will FOMO buy because they think they're buying something cool. The project funds themselves over 1,000, 2,000 Ethereum plus, and then they're like, I don't want to do anything. They just run, and that's it. Now, a lot of projects are legitimate, and this is why with the world of NFTs, because I've been in it for 2 to 3 years, I kind of got into the habit of being like, well, I don't really care if I'm an early investor, unless it's a really good brand. It's a trusted brand, trusted project, trusted dev. I'll get in early, but if it's not, then I don't mind not being early and missing the boat. But if it can survive 3 to 6 months and not be a rug pull, have consistent volume, kind of prove itself to be authentic, blah, 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 then that's when I get involved. And I got that mentality because a lot of these in 2018, 2019 were scams. And one really cool way to kind of illustrate this is if I were to order this by total volume, you'll see this crypto celebrities. Okay, what the hell is crypto celebrities and why is it dead even though it's got the most volume? So 32,000 Ethereum has been spent on crypto celebrities. That's probably like, yeah, 10 to 20 million, I guess, back then when Ethereum was $300 to $500. So you can kind of see what happened here. What did they do? They just literally just sold images of famous people. And back when NFTs were new and fresh and people were buying cats for like $100,000, crypto kitties images, people were like, oh, well, everything can be an NFT. We can throw money at anything. And people were like, projects like these were taking advantage of it. And all they were doing is just selling, I think they were even from Wikipedia. It was a blurry image as well. So yeah, people were actually buying these for X amount of money, listed for 5 Ethereum. So someone's actually trying to sell these. Anyway, so these crypto celebrities ended up happening, and then God knows what happened. I didn't even follow this project, but you can see it kind of died out where it did most of its volume very early. So Jan 2018, 23,000 Ethereum was raised and 6,600 was sold, and slowly dropped off, and then it just kind of, yeah, it died out. It just stopped. People stopped buying and selling. Somewhere here they realized this is full of crap and it's going nowhere. And it stopped happening. So it's kind of one of those things where when you look at an NFT project, you have to look at what's unique about it. Are they legally allowed to do that? You know, will it last the test of time? And you can see in that case, it didn't last, right? So definitely important takeaway. Non-fungible tokens as well. If you see a pre-sale, who are they? Who's running this? What are these NFT tokens going to be? Art is a different thing. You have to look at the artist, how serious they are, blah, blah, blah. But projects that even aim to be something big, like even Decentraland. The concept of Decentraland is pretty huge. The fact that you can buy virtual lands and you can build whatever you want. Okay, sounds cool. But the amount of dev and building work that needs to go behind the scenes, the amount of money they need to spend and the team power they need to implement something like that to stay ahead within 1 or 2 years is immense, millions of dollars. So if someone promises that they're going to be doing something similar, doing an AR world, a VR world, okay, sounds cool, but one, you need a ton of money to make that happen. Maybe you're an indie dev and you can make that happen yourself. Yeah, that's true, you can, right? But you still need a lot in terms of handling. The SDK needs handle work. You need to handle the community once it grows to that size. You need to handle promotion. You need to handle the marketplace, the UI, the website. There's a ton of different things a dev kind of gets overwhelmed with as the project grows. And if you don't have funding and if you don't have the longevity mindset, it's going nowhere. At a certain point, you're going to hit a brick wall. So again, you got to be really wary. I'm very, very selective with the NFT projects that I consider investing in. All right, so Ledger Nano. So this was a very sad hack. A lot of people are really upset about this, where you could buy these Ledger Nanos, where you could, and it's called hard wallet storage, where you could kind of store your cryptocurrency within this ledger. You're still storing it on the blockchain, but the wallet is accessible via a Ledger Nano. So as long as the code hasn't been touched online, you can kind of effectively store your wealth here. But what ended up happening was that, oops, we're getting a bit too ahead over here. So Ledger ended up getting hacked, or at least their customer database got hacked and dumped the contents on a forum, raid forum. Suddenly, to buy a ledger, obviously something physical, you need to put your address, maybe your phone number, your customer details, your name, your complete name, everything, right? So now suddenly people start to get messages of saying, hey, you need a ledger firmware update, click this link. Hey, you need an email looking completely legitimate saying, sorry about the hack, here's how we can remunerate you with $50 or blah, 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 blah. Because suddenly these hackers had the emails and it was gold mine. It's a gold mine database to start phishing, and a lot of people fell for this. Very, very sad that happened. So I would say previous to all of this, I would have said a hard wallet would have been the best way to store it, but obviously it's not, because even that way you can kind of get hacked. Token projects are not happy with KuCoin's handling of $280 million hack. So now this is probably the last one that I will talk about, but cryptocurrency exchanges themselves can get hacked. So KuCoin, Binance has been hacked. As far as I know, pretty sure Binance has been hacked. Binance hack. I remember hacker stole $40 million from Binance, right? Now Binance is a pretty big project, so they were able to recover that. But some other projects, so Mt. Gox, it was devastating for not only the Mt. Gox cryptocurrency exchange, but also just the Bitcoin world in general, because at that point, in 2014, they were handling 70% of all Bitcoin transactions worldwide. They were the world's biggest cryptocurrency Bitcoin transactions, and approximately 850,000 Bitcoin belonged to customers and company were missing and likely stolen, an amount valued at more than $450 million at the time. 850,000 Bitcoin. Do you know how much that's valued at now? It is like, I think it's like $30 billion. Something, yeah, I think it's literally $30 billion. 40,000 times 850 million. Yeah, $35 billion, something like that. Ridiculous amount of money. And the thing is that these cryptocurrencies, they're tokens, right? It's not like stock where it's just like a centralized database that keeps account of who has what. So it gets hacked, big deal. You can't really take the money because it's just stock allocation that's happened. But in cryptocurrency world, these are tokens, and the tokens exist on wallets, and those tokens can be pulled out of those wallets, thrown into another wallet, kind of stolen. And so a cryptocurrency exchange can get itself hacked, and they could lose a ton of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. And because you've got your money there, they weren't actually able to remunerate the people that had their money there. Obviously, they weren't able to give people $450 million back at the time. So they kind of they went into, they filed for bankruptcy protection from creditors, and they kind of just disappeared and began liquidation proceedings. But there was really nothing you could do if you had your money in Mt. Gox at the time. It was gone. People lost a lot of money keeping their money at Mt. Gox, and this happened before, where people have kept their money in certain cryptocurrency exchanges, and the exchange has gotten hacked and they've lost their money. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare scenario, but because it's happened in the past, a lot of people kind of keep their own security in their own hands. So you can kind of see why I kind of talk, especially on my Twitter, I'm always like talking about these scams and kind of pointing these out, because it happens so much that for a new person getting into the scene of crypto, that thinks this is all really cool and new and exciting, and it is that as innovative and accelerated this space is in terms of all the good stuff, it is the same happening as innovatively and as accelerated with the bad stuff. There is just so much scams happening, and people kind of ripping others left, right, and center, that you have to be on your guard. A DM, a tweet, a YouTube channel, an exchange, everything kind of looks fishy. So the best way that people kind of store their wealth is a paper wallet. They have their own digital wallet like a MetaMask or something, or their own Bitcoin wallet, and they keep the keys on paper. And every time they want to engage or get into another, they want to put that into another device, they plug that keys in there. But it's just really, really hard. In many cases, people diversify their wealth storage. Some people may put it into a bit into a hardware wallet, a bit into a software wallet, a bit into an exchange, a bit into a mobile wallet, just in case something happens, right? But there really isn't one way to kind of be fully protected, because at the end of the day, the paper wallet has to be stored. Some people kind of memorize their wallet address or wallet keys. Maybe that's one way to be protected. Yeah, just wanted to go through all of these. I think I did 37 minutes. Okay, it's gonna be a really long video, but you guys get the point, right? Be on your guard. Cryptocurrencies are really cool, really exciting. The space is really awesome, and this is just in 2021 I'm making this, but I'm pretty confident that as we move forward in 2021, 2022, there's going to be a lot more ways that people are going to try and scam you. So stay safe. I hope you all get very not lucky, but just build your wealth in 2021, and more importantly, I hope you are able to store and keep that wealth safe. So take care.